Hey coders, it's me, Josh. We're working on Team Orange's task of solving Course 3, Stage 3, Puzzle 9. The best way to be able to see the puzzle is to look up here in the address bar. It's going to show you that puzzle name, as well as the course name, as well as the stage name right there. All right, so now what we need to do in this puzzle is we need to be able to draw the perimeter around this soccer field. So the perimeter is going to be all the way around. Let's see if we can find it. It's going to be just around here, right? So the perimeter is the outside of the shape. Just like that. So that's what we're trying to draw, okay? So what we need to do first is read the description here at the bottom, okay? We're going to read this description here at the bottom of the coding challenge and the puzzle. And it's going to say that the perimeter has a length of 800 pixels, okay? So see that word 800? 800 pixels. That means that the total length around this soccer field is 800, okay? So now the top, so looking at the perimeter, we know that it also says that one of the sides is 240 pixels long, okay? So the side that is 240 pixels long is this side right here, okay? So we know that this one is 240. And because what we know about shapes, we know that this side is also 240, okay? So if we were to make this into a math problem to figure out what the other sides are, we would say 240 plus 240 plus unknown, right? This is going to be a question mark. Best question mark I could draw there. And then another question mark right here. And this total equals 800, right? So 800 just like that. So our question marks are right here. So we don't know the length of these sides yet, right? So what is 240 plus 240? I apologize for writing this out. 240 plus 240. What does this equal? It equals 0. It equals an 8. And it equals a 4. All right, so we know that these two together equal 480. If we were to do subtraction here to say 800, sorry about that, 800 minus 480, what would we get, right? 0, 7, 1, 2, and a 3. All right, so we get 320. So we know that these two sides combined are 320. If we were to divide 320 in half, the answer to that is 160, okay? I know this is all a lot of math that we had to do before we could even start, okay? So now, if we look at this, we know that this side is 240. We know that this side is 240. We know that this side is 160. And we know that this side is 160. All right, so now that we've done that math and we know exactly what the dimensions are that we need to do the perimeter, now we can actually do the coding, okay? So now we're on to the fun part. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to move forward, because our little zombie is pointed this direction. We want to move forward the length of the long side, which is 240 pixels, okay? Then once we've moved forward the length of it, we want to turn left by 90 degrees, because 90 degrees, if we remember our angles, 90 degrees is that right angle right there, and that's going to be a 90-degree turn, 1/4 of a full rotation. Okay, so that's a 90-degree turn. They do that little square there to signify that it's a right angle. So we're going forward 240. We're going to turn left. Then we're going to go up. Do we remember how much we're going up by? We're going up by 160. Okay. Then once we're at the top here, we have to turn left again by 90 degrees. Another right angle turn. Then we need to move forward. We're right here. We're going to move forward 240. Then we're going to turn left again. We're making a big, giant, closed square. So we have 4 left turns. Then we're going to move forward by the length of this short side, which is 160. When we press run, it steps through all of them. And we've drawn the outside perimeter of the soccer field, but we have not drawn the halfway line. So the halfway line, we have to figure out, well, how do we get there, right? So we know that this length, this long length here is 240, right? What is half of 240? If we did the math, I'll spare you the math for now. You can do it on your own. 120 and 120. Okay? So in order to get to the halfway mark, we need to jump. We're going to use a new tile or a new block called jump. And this one, it doesn't actually draw a line, it just jumps to a position, much like you would jump if you were on the ground and you wanted to get forward without touching the ground. Okay, so we're going to take the jump block. Oh, I apologize. I forgot to mention that our little zombie is still turned the wrong direction for us to jump. If we were to jump now, we would jump forward. So instead of doing that, we want to make the zombie turn our favorite direction left, and we want to turn left by 90 degrees, okay? So we're going to turn left, then we want to jump forward by the half the distance of this long guy, which is 120 pixels, okay? That's going to put us right here. Then we're going to turn left again. That's going to position our zombie going this direction. Then we just need to draw one final line and it will all be done. And so we will then say we'll move forward by the length of this side here, which is 160. And I apologize, I know I'm going really, really fast. So let's go ahead and run our program. And look at that, it worked, right? But look at this, it says here, you've completed the program, but you could have used only 9 blocks, okay? So let's go back and let's take a look at how we could make this actually a little bit more optimized, okay? It's working just fine, but we want to see if we can make it even better. So one thing we can do to optimize our programs is we can use the repeat block. And the repeat block works really well when you have the same blocks that you need to execute over and over. So let's take a look and let's see if there's any patterns here that we could pull out that we could use with this repeat block. So one pattern that I see is that if we look at these first 4 moves right here, we see that we're doing them once. Then we look, and these are the exact same 4 moves. These are definitely candidates to be put inside of a repeat block. And how many times would we be repeating them? We were repeating it once here, and then twice for that one. If we look down further, we notice that these blocks down here, they're a little bit different. So they're probably not candidates for us to put inside the repeat block. So let's go ahead and let's take a stab at putting this within the repeat block and see what happens. So we're going to move this whole thing in, and we're going to pull out the blocks that aren't going to be repeated, and then we're going to pull out the blocks that we've duplicated in our repeat block duplicate is probably not the right word, but that we've removed and we're going to execute inside of our repeat block. I know I didn't say that right. And we're going to repeat it 2 times because we know that we want to do these 4 moves 2 times in a row. And then we finally want to do these 3 moves. So now let's try reset, and let's run it again. And you'll notice that it drew the rectangle and the midway point, and it only used 8 lines of code, which is what they were looking for. So I hope that this helps, and I hope that this helps you in your coding. Remember that the key on this one is to make it work on its own first, and then go in and add the repeat blocks. Don't worry about making it perfect the first time you do it. You can always add the repeat blocks later. All right, thanks a lot. I hope that helps. Take care. Bye-bye.